Hi everyone, I'm Rochelle Thevasagayam. I'm a fourth year in the TDS program, and I'm also in the show The Roaring Girl. Today we have Samantha Wilson with us, who is our director for the show, and we're excited to talk a little bit more about the show to get you guys excited about the performance. So hi Samantha, it's nice to see you.
Hello, nice to see you.
Okay, we'll jump right into some questions about the process of going into the Roaring Girl. So the first question is, what kind of preparation did you go through when taking on this show?
Well, it was very quick. Normally, a script like this, which is, very dense in terms of the language, and it's a long script. Normally I would work quite a lot longer on it, but this was fast and furious with that kind of London in the 1960s, mods versus rockers in my head, and then basically my lovely husband volunteered to basically act out the play with me so that I could figure out what needed to be cut and what stayed.
What are your thoughts about this online medium?
Well, I have been delightfully surprised. My personal feelings about it at the beginning, where I told you this, I was terrified,
Yeah.
and I said yes quickly because I thought if I think about this for any amount of time, I won't do it. At 3 a.m. one morning, and I was lying there, and I spoke into my phone because I'm in that half asleep, half awake state.
Yeah.
And I spoke the entire sequence into my phone, and then woke up the next morning and hoped that it didn't just sound like gibberish, and it didn't. Sent it off to Mikey, Mike Slater, who is just incredible. And
Oh yeah.
a couple of days later, he sent it back, and I was like, this is what I dreamed. And then from there, deciding that we wanted the world to look like a comic book. And then all of you, I just really very early on decided that I wanted to lean into the film side of everything. And if we were going to do that, that required all of the actors to get on board and process and attack the script like it was a film script, which means that you do a tremendous amount of work outside the rehearsal room. And the fact that all of you in that very first meeting in January got on board with that and then went away and did the work. So for me, it was an incredibly joyous experience. And I think when I watch it, I can see people having fun and enjoying the story that we're telling, which is just the best.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. It was so much fun, and it was such a breath of fresh air in looking at Zoom rehearsals and doing a show on Zoom, which is completely different from I think the other shows that we've done this season. And it was just so much fun to be on the other side of it and seeing Mikey and seeing Leslie's designs. Every rehearsal was just blown away by their side of like the whole creation of it. The topic of Zoom and rehearsing through Zoom, how did you combat Zoom fatigue?
While doing this project, I was filming another theater performance as an actor. Um, and then also teaching online. Zoom fatigue didn't really kick in because I was switching projects. I have done, workshops that are 8 hours long, and that just kills me. So I don't know how people are doing that. Because that's a very real thing, that Zoom fatigue. I also like the fact that it was very conversational, right? It wasn't like when I teach, I try, and in some of my classes, it's a lot of students, so they have to be on mute, but it feels bizarre to to be the only voice in the room, and I don't think it's right to be the only voice in the room. And so what I liked about our rehearsals were that people were chiming in all of the time. And so at times I kind of forgot that we were on Zoom.
Yeah, I
Do you know what I
totally
mean?
get
Like
that. Yeah,
it
yeah.
felt more personal than than other
Mhm.
experiences
How would you define what a roaring girl is?
have. She shakes things up. She's I think that she's roaring against the constraints put on her in the time that
Mhm.
she's in. I love the fact that she mixes easily with all of these different groups of people, that she has people's backs, that
Mhm.
she is incredibly moral in how, you know, in her with her guidance through life in terms of how she makes decisions.
What excited you most about working on this show?
To me, I got to grow a lot as an artist through this process because it was
Mhm.
something that I had never done before. There's a lot of theater magic in this show,
Yeah.
right? There's a lot of
Mhm.
tricks that we play in order to pass one thing into a different person's frame. And so I loved the puzzle pieces of fitting all of that
Mhm.
together. And then
Mhm.
I think that your class is a wonderful team.
Mhm.
They're a lovely, lovely group of people. Everybody came to this with so much joy and enthusiasm. And so that was a wonderful energy to show up to every night. And then the creative team behind it was so inspiring.
Whenever Mikey would give us like sneak peeks, it was so exciting because I'm in my basement, like acting to tape on the wall and then seeing the beautiful things that they've put together. It's like when you're in a show and you see like the set being built, it's kind of that like that excitement that builds up.
When all of you were in costume, I would forget. Like I was, I knew that I was in Nova Scotia and all of you are
Mhm,
in Ontario, but I'm
mhm,
kind of you all moved in this medium so effortlessly, and that that I would be sitting here thinking that, but they're all in the same room together. It's just me that's on the outside.
Who is your favorite character in the show?
I have to say the Roaring Girl.
Yes.
but
Oh.
but also, can I have a tie? And it's not just
Yes.
because I'm speaking to you. I also love Lady A. I just love what she gets up to during the show.
Sneaky, very, very sneaky, very cheeky. One word to describe the show.
Oh goodness. Um, like fun came to my mind first, but I don't
Mhm,
think that that does it justice. It's unique. It's visually dynamic.
mhm,
It, you know, all of those things.
for
So
sure.
yeah,
And I
fun was the, if we're going by first impulse, I just went fun.
fun is a great word. I think it's very fun, especially the way we've gone about it. Oh, it's laughs all around. That's all we have today. Thank you so much for being here and for answering our questions. We can't wait to watch together the show.
Yeah,
'Cause that's a little bit different this year, but that's okay.
thank you.